MJ.
MJ, call me Magic Kid.
When Spider-Man Homecoming hit theaters, it was coming off the heels of two separate Spider-Man series in short succession. So it was decided that when creating this new Spider-Man story, they would change things up and do things significantly differently. This meant doing things like downplaying Uncle Ben, having the Hobgoblin replace the Green Goblin as Peter's best friend, and replacing Spidey's love interest, amongst other things. Although that last one has been proven to only be a half-truth. You see, in the first MCU Spidey movie, Peter's pining for Liz Allen, and while she's a character from the comics, she's notably not one of Peter's love interests in the comics. She's definitely interested in his love, but that love very often goes unrequited. Here, she's set up to be his sweetheart, and they have a dynamic similar to his relationships with Mary Jane Watson or Gwen Stacy. But like their comic counterparts, they don't wind up getting together, as Peter becomes more interested in another girl at his school named Michelle. Michelle was a seemingly wholly original character who challenged Peter. Her observant nature led to her questioning the public hero in his private life, and eventually managing to deduce his not-so-secret identity.
MJ,
I'm Spider-Man.
What?
Her sarcastic nature also complemented his character's own sense of humor. Their back-and-forth banter was always on point, with Peter, the whiz kid with such quick wit, sometimes struggling to keep up with his company. They also get to showcase their friendship prior to their flirtation, and then later their relationship. And despite being the girlfriend of the hero, she's never made into the damsel in distress, never blinking in the face of danger, but on occasion flinching. She runs when the situation calls for it, but when being interrogated for her association with the vigilante, well, she just shrugs it off. She's good-hearted, good-humored, and overall just good. I would actually argue that she's the character's best on-screen love interest. Being a lot more fleshed out than her predecessors, she acts as a character who's able to exist on her own without just being a direct extension of Spider-Man himself.
You guys are losers.
But then why do you sit with us?
Because I don't have any friends.
Can't believe you guys are at this lame party.
But you're here too.
Am I?
What was my new superpower?
It's like the anti-aloha. I was born to say this word.
Go to the Eiffel Tower. Should be great.
I read it was secretly built as a mind control antenna to create an army of the insane, which is why it's my favorite destination on the whole trip.
Why do you want a lawyer
If I have nothing to hide,
Exactly. Unless...
I'm actually guilty of something. I'm very aware of your tactics and my rights.
Not to mention Zendaya's incredible chemistry with Tom Holland. Their dynamic is dynamic. They're a lot of fun together, and they play off each other in an incredibly natural and realistic way. As much as I love Andrew and Emma's chemistry in those not-so-amazing movies, they could come off as very rom-com-y at times. There's a lot to love there, but it's too lovey-dovey. Don't get me wrong, it's adorable, but like, in a Hallmark Channel kind of way. I'd argue that Tom and Zendaya feel the most like a real-life couple. And also maybe in part because they are. Michelle Jones is actually a really fun character. When I say this character's original, I mean it. She wasn't created using the ribs of Gwen Stacy or Mary Jane. She literally wasn't like the other girls. Her stoic, almost sardonic nature made her stand apart not just from the rest of Spider-Man's on-screen girlfriends, but also Spider-Man's on-screen friends. There exists no other character like her. She excelled at being an innovator. Sort of. You see, Michelle is actually a really fun character. One whose unique presence adds to the moments that she's a part of. Which is why I think it was such a mistake for the MCU to make her MJ. In the first film, she's referred to as Michelle. Until the ending, where then she's referred to as MJ.
So I am appointing Michelle.
My friends call me MJ.
Since when?
Since now! Since today!
At first, that seemed like a cute nod to nostalgia, giving this character the same nickname as the character from the comics that Peter's sweet on. Oh, I get it. That's cute. I mean, sure, it feels a little clunky now that the character was called one name and is now exclusively referred to by the other, but then to really double down on this and make it clear that she is in fact supposed to be Mary Jane, In Spider-Man No Way Home, it's revealed that her last name is Watson.
Miss Jones Watson?
Jones, I don't go by Watson.
Miss Jones.
Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
And I don't really understand why. The character is strong enough to survive on its own. It doesn't need to be tied down to a character from the comics. As a matter of fact, I thought this character was one of the movie's greatest new additions. But by making her Mary Jane, you kinda just make her an inaccurate adaptation. She shares nothing in common with the source material. Well, besides a love interest. And be that the case, why not make her Betty Brant? Or the Black Cat, for that matter. And by the way, that's not me saying that that's a solution. That's me saying that that would be equally stupid. I just never really understood this choice. Unless the goal was to really double down on her for sure being the love of Peter's life, because she's his Mary Jane. But then again, that's a really weird call to make when you're ending that very same movie with her forgetting all about Peter and teasing that their relationship is now over for good. Suffice it to say, I think it was foolish making her the next Mary Jane instead of being the first Michelle Jones. Because Zendaya isn't a very good Mary Jane Watson, but she's a terrific MJ. By the way, I'm not saying that this ruins anything for me. You know, I wouldn't rant, rave, or rage about this decision, but it is one that I still question. This is a character I could very easily see being adapted into the comics, so I think it takes away from her mystique a little bit when they're acting as if she's an adaptation from the comics. In a weird way, I kinda think this performance is better than that. I don't know, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you liked this video and would want to see more Spider-Man related content here on the channel, also let me know in the comment section below by leaving a comment saying,
Who you like better? Ultimate Spider-Man or regular Spider-Man?
That's the same thing.
I am vengeance. I am the night, and that was V Infuso. Just remember, if you're not tuning in, then you're missing out.
So, if you like the words that came out of his mouth hole, and you too would like to become a V-generate, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, nerds!
And if you're not joining the fun, you're in for one bad day. And you know what they say about having one bad day?
Catch him next time. Same bat time. Same bat channel.
You're still here? It's over.
Unsubscribe. Unsubscribe.